I stocked 47 items for my no-cook emergency supply. When the power stayed out for 9 days, I reached for 12 of them. The other 35 sat untouched. Not because they were bad, because they required something the situation could not provide. 12 foods, the only ones that required nothing. Here is exactly which ones. Drop a comment. Have you ever been through a power outage longer than 72 hours? The wrong no-cook list. First, most no-cook emergency lists include these. Here is why they fail when the situation is real. Canned soups require heat to be palatable. Cold split pea soup from a can at 7 a.m. on day 4 is a morale collapse in a pull tab. Instant oatmeal packets require boiling water. No boiling water, no oatmeal. Nut butter jars require a knife, a surface, and something to spread onto. At 2 a.m. in darkness with one hand, the jar is inaccessible. Freeze-dried meal pouches require boiling water and 15 minutes of wait time. When hunger is acute, 15 minutes is 15 minutes too long. Protein powder tubs require a shaker bottle, water measurement, and thorough mixing. Under stress, with reduced fine motor control, the powder ends up on the floor. The common failure. Every item above requires something. A tool, water, heat, a surface, a vessel, a measuring step. The correct no-cook list has one standard. Does it work with one hand in complete darkness, with nothing else available? These 12 meet that standard. Nothing else does. Number 12. Individually wrapped, flavored rice cakes. Not the bulk bag. The individually wrapped format where each rice cake is sealed in its own package. The specific function the individual wrapping provides that the bulk bag format cannot. Each rice cake stays crisp in its own sealed package until the moment it is opened. A bulk bag opened once and humidity loses its texture within hours. The rice cakes become soft, less satisfying, less willing to support any topping weight. An individually wrapped rice cake opened at the moment of consumption delivers the specific crunch that makes a rice cake feel like a deliberate snack rather than a compromise. Flavored specifically, cheddar, caramel, ranch. Because flavor is already incorporated, no separate topping needed, no spreading, no additional step. The rice cake functions as both the carbohydrate and the flavor platform simultaneously. 6 months in original wrapped packaging. Under $4 for a multi-pack. 15 to 20 multi-packs. The No Prep Crunch platform, most no-cook lists specify in the inferior bulk format. Individual crunch platform covered. Now the protein packet that eliminates the jar problem permanently. Number 11. Powdered peanut butter, single-serve packets. The jar of peanut butter powder was covered in earlier videos. The single-serve packet format, individual sealed foil packets already containing 1 serving of powdered peanut butter, is a completely different product. Here is the jar problem the packet format solves. A jar of any nut butter in a no-cook emergency requires opening, requires a utensil for portioning, requires a surface for spreading, and creates a partially open jar that must be resealed and stored carefully to prevent contamination. In darkness, under stress, with one hand, that process fails. A single-serve powder packet tears at the notch. Pour directly into the mouth for instant protein and fat delivery. Mix with the smallest available amount of water for a thick paste that requires no utensil. The packet is its own serving container. One packet, one action. No mess, no jar management, no contamination risk. Complete protein contribution alongside healthy fat. The peanut butter function from a format that works in every condition the jar cannot. 18-month shelf life. Under 50 cents per packet in bulk. 50 to 60 packets. The jar-free peanut butter format most no-cook systems never specify separately. Single-serve peanut butter delivery covered. Now, the meat snack that delivers flavor beyond plain jerky. Number 10. Teriyaki beef jerky bites. Individual small bags. Different from standard beef jerky in large bags covered in previous scripts. The Teriyaki bites format. Smaller pieces already cut to bite size in individually portioned small sealed bags provides a completely different experience. 2 distinctions. The teriyaki marinade, the bite-size format. Teriyaki adds sweetness alongside the salty, savory profile of plain jerky, the specific sweet soy-ginger combination that belongs to Japanese-American cooking and signals something intentionally seasoned rather than simply salted. The flavor depth of teriyaki jerky, compared to plain jerky, is the difference between a snack with an identity and a snack that merely satisfies. The bite-size format means no tearing, no adjusting portion size in the dark, no working a large piece into smaller pieces one-handed. Each bite is already the correct size. Complete protein at 9 to 11 grams per small bag. Low fat. The satiety signal from chewing cured meat that soft foods cannot produce. 1 year shelf life. Under $2 per small bag. 20 to 25 individual bags. The flavored jerky format that removes every preparation step. Sweet soy protein covered. Now the nut combination that covers more mineral bases than any single nut. Number 9. Individual nut mix packs. Bulk box. Not trail mix, which contains chocolate, dried fruit, and often pretzels alongside nuts. Pure nut mix specifically, cashews, almonds, peanuts, and pecans in the correct ratio, in individual sealed serving packs from a bulk box. The specific nutritional advantage of mixed nuts over single variety nuts in a no-cook emergency context. Each nut variety provides a different mineral emphasis. Almonds providing vitamin E and magnesium. Cashews providing zinc and copper. Peanuts providing the highest protein density of any nut. Pecans providing manganese and ellagic acid. One individual mixed nut pack covers all 4 mineral profiles simultaneously, producing a more complete micronutrient profile from a single item than any individual nut variety at equal serving size. The individual pack format removes the shared container hygiene concern of a large community nut bag that multiple household members access repeatedly over days. Complete healthy fat profile, sustained energy from the fat-protein combination, the specific satisfying crunch and density that signals adequate food was consumed. 1 year sealed in individual packs, under $1 per pack in bulk boxes, 40 to 50 individual packs. The mineral complete nut rotation, most no-cook systems stock incorrectly as a single variety. 4 mineral class nut coverage covered. Now the seed butter that covers households where peanuts are unavailable. Number 8. Sunflower seed butter, individual squeeze packets. The alternative to peanut butter for any household member managing a nut allergy, and the fat source with a completely different micronutrient profile from any nut-based alternative. Sunflower seed butter delivers vitamin E at the highest concentration of any seed or nut butter available. More vitamin E per tablespoon than almond butter, more than cashew butter, more than peanut butter. Vitamin E is the fat-soluble antioxidant that protects cellular membranes under oxidative stress, the specific cellular protection that accumulates importance across any extended disruption where multiple stressors are simultaneously present. The squeeze packet format, individual foil packets that squeeze directly, requires no utensil, no surface, no jar management. The flavor is mild and slightly nutty, less intense than peanut butter, more neutral than tahini, universally accepted by children who resist other nut and seed butters. 6 to 9 months sealed. Under $1 per packet, 30 to 40 packets. The nut-free fat source that most no-cook systems never stock alongside the peanut alternative. Nut-free vitamin E fat covered. Now the ancient paste that delivers more minerals per squeeze than anything else on this list. Number 7. Tahini squeeze packs. Tahini, ground sesame seed paste, in individual squeeze packet format. The specific mineral delivery from sesame seeds that no other nut or seed product provides at equivalent concentration. Calcium, the most concentrated plant source of calcium available from any spreadable food. More calcium per tablespoon than milk. More calcium per tablespoon than any nut butter. Sesame seeds carry 975 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. More than 7 times the calcium of milk at equivalent weight. In any disruption where dairy has been unavailable for weeks, Tahini squeeze packs are the calcium delivery system from a plant source that requires no preparation and no refrigeration. Iron, zinc, The complete sesame mineral profile in a paste that squeezes directly onto any rice cake, any cracker, or directly into the mouth as a fat and protein delivery without any additional item required. The flavor is rich, slightly bitter, deeply savory, an acquired taste that most people who encounter it as an adult find immediately satisfying in its intensity. 1 year sealed, under $1 per packet in bulk, 30 to 40 packets. The calcium-dense plant spread most no-cook emergency systems have never considered. Maximum plant calcium covered. Now the dessert protein that earns its position through a function no other sweet covers. Number 6. Shelf-stable protein pudding cups. Shelf-stable protein pudding, the format sold in the health food or sports nutrition section that does not require refrigeration, contains 15 to 20 grams of complete protein per cup and requires nothing beyond peeling the foil lid. Here is the specific function that earns protein pudding the number 6 position on a list, where everything must work with one hand in darkness. It is simultaneously dessert and protein source. No other item on this list combines both functions in one package. A cup of protein pudding, in a disruption, does 2 things at once. It satisfies the craving for something sweet, soft, and dessert-like, maintaining the morale function of having a treat. It delivers complete protein at concentrations approaching a chicken breast, maintaining the nutritional function of a primary protein source. Chocolate or vanilla flavor, the specific comfort food signals that belong to normal evenings when everything was fine. Peel the foil lid. Eat directly from the cup. No spoon required if the cup is squeezed from the bottom. The pudding moves to the lip and can be consumed directly. 1/5 shelf life. Under $2 per cup. 15 to 20 cups. The protein dessert that earns its position by doing 2 jobs no other item does simultaneously. Protein dessert, dual function covered. Now the pie that delivers something no other no-cook food on any list accomplishes. Number 5. Traiman Dangi list covered. Coconut cream individual pies. Individually wrapped coconut cream pies, the format sold near the checkout lanes and in the snack cake section, shelf-stable, self-contained, requiring nothing beyond removing the wrapper. Here is the specific function that earns individual coconut cream pies a position on a list of 12 survival no-cook foods. They are celebration food. They signal occasion. They belong to lunches packed with care, to after-school treats, to the specific positive memory associations that most American adults carry from childhood. In any disruption lasting beyond 5 days, the household has been managing stress, managing rationing, managing fear, managing the specific emotional weight of a situation that nobody chose. A coconut cream pie handed to a child, or to an adult, on day 6, does something that no nutritional calculation captures. It says this is still manageable. Someone planned for sweetness alongside everything else. The situation has not consumed every consideration beyond survival. The coconut cream filling delivers medium chain triglycerides from the coconut fat, the specific fat that converts to energy faster than any other dietary fat. The pastry shell delivers carbohydrates. The cream filling delivers small amounts of dairy fat, 6 to 9 months shelf life individually wrapped, under 75 cents each. 20 to 30 individual pies, the celebration signal that costs under $1 and does more for household morale than any nutritionally superior option at 10 times the price. Celebration morale food covered. Now the salmon format that requires the absolute minimum. Number 4. Smoked salmon pouches, tear format. Not canned smoked salmon. Not smoked salmon in a jar. The specific tear-open pouch format. The flexible foil packet where smoked salmon fillets are sealed in a flat, portable, tear-at-the-notch package that delivers ready-to-eat smoked salmon without any can opener, without any draining, without any surface. Here is what the pouch format changes about smoked salmon as a no-cook food. The pouch is already portioned, already drained, already at the correct eating temperature regardless of ambient conditions. Tear at the notch. Pull the sides apart. The salmon is there, the specific burnished, slightly salty, smoky fillet that cold smoked salmon produces. Eat directly from the pouch. The omega-3 fatty acid delivery, EPA, and DHA, at the highest concentration of any shelf-stable protein available in pouch format, from a product that required nothing except opening. Complete protein at 17 grams per pouch. Vitamin D, B12, the wild salmon fat profile that cold-smoked preservation maintains intact. And the specific sensory quality of smoked salmon, something that most people associate with restaurants and celebrations and Sunday brunches. In a disruption where nothing available recalls any of those associations, smoked salmon from a tier pouch delivers a flavor that belongs to a better moment. 18-month shelf life, under $3 per pouch, 15 to 20 pouches. The premium protein that requires nothing and delivers everything. Premium omega-3 pouch protein covered. Now the dairy format that closes the fresh cheese gap no other product fills. Number 3. Freeze-dried cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, the fresh dairy protein most people associate with refrigeration and short shelf life, in freeze-dried form, lasts 25 years and reconstitutes with any available water in 2 minutes, into something that functions identically to fresh cottage cheese. Here is what cottage cheese delivers that no other freeze-dried protein source provides. Casein protein, the slow-digesting dairy protein that releases amino acids over 5 to 7 hours rather than the rapid absorption of whey. Casein is the specific protein that prevents the muscle protein breakdown that happens during extended overnight fasting. The protein that makes the difference between waking up with maintained muscle mass and waking up having lost it overnight. In any extended disruption where physical demands have increased and protein intake has become irregular, casein from cottage cheese consumed before sleep is the nutritional intervention that maintains physical capacity through the following day more effectively than any equivalent protein source. 25 grams of complete protein per serving, calcium at significant levels, the neutral, slightly tangy flavor that accepts any available seasoning. Eat the reconstituted version cold. It is already at the correct temperature, no heating required. Add any available salt or honey for instant sweet or savory application. 25-year shelf life sealed, under $12 per can, 4 to 6 cans. The casein protein that most no-cook emergency systems have never discovered in freeze-dried format. 25-year casein protein covered. And now, number 1 and number 2. The two that surprised me most across 9 days without power. Number 2. Freeze-dried yogurt bites. Individual freeze-dried yogurt bites. Available in strawberry, blueberry, and vanilla formats from camping food retailers and increasingly from mainstream grocery specialty sections. Deliver what no other freeze-dried food on any list provides. Probiotic cultures. The live lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains that maintain gut microbiome diversity survive the freeze-drying process at meaningful concentrations, activating upon contact with saliva and delivering live probiotic function from a crunchy, dissolving, intensely flavored freeze-dried bite. In any disruption lasting beyond 2 weeks, the gut microbiome begins shifting in response to dietary changes, stress hormones, and the absence of the fermented and probiotic-containing foods that normally maintain microbial diversity. That shift affects immune function, mood, and nutrient absorption in ways that compound across weeks. Freeze-dried yogurt bites are the only no-cook, no-water, no-tool, no-preparation probiotic food available in any emergency pantry format. Eat directly from the bag. Each bite dissolves instantly on the tongue. The specific cold yogurt flavor released from a crunchy structure that requires no refrigeration. Calcium from the yogurt base. Complete dairy protein. The probiotic delivery that most no-cook lists never include because no other format makes it accessible without refrigeration. 25-year shelf life sealed. Under $6 per bag. 10 to 12 bags. The only no-cook probiotic format available. Live probiotic no-cook delivery covered. And now, number 1. Number 1. Canned chicken liver pate. The item that surprised me most across 9 days. The one I had bought on a whim and reached for on day 7 when everything else had become a negotiation. Canned chicken liver pate. Smooth, spreadable, intensely flavored, already seasoned. Opened with a pull tab and eaten directly from the can with a rice cake. Here is why it earns number 1 above everything else on a list of 12. Nutrient density. No other food on this list, no other shelf-stable food at any price, delivers the complete nutritional profile of liver in a no-cook format. Vitamin A at 300 to 400% of the daily requirement per serving, the highest natural food source available. Vitamin B12 at extraordinary concentrations, more per serving than any other food source. Iron, zinc, folate, CoQ10, the cellular energy compound that most supplements attempt to replicate from a synthetic source. The complete nutritional profile that organ meat provides, the profile that sustained human health before supplementation existed, that every traditional food culture preserved in fermented and cured formats specifically because its value was empirically understood, in a smooth, spreadable, pull-tab can. And the flavor. Chicken liver pate seasoned with herbs and cognac or port. The specific rich, savory, complex depth that French charcuterie tradition produces is genuinely delicious, not acceptable, not adequate, genuinely delicious cold from the can. On day 7, in a dark house, after 6 days of food that had been adequate but nothing more, I opened the pate and ate it on a rice cake, and it tasted like something from a restaurant. Like something from a world where restaurants still existed, and someone had thought carefully about what to serve. That experience, the specific morale impact of something genuinely, unexpectedly delicious in the middle of a difficult situation, is the function that earns pate number 1, the most nutritionally dense no-cook food available, the most surprisingly delicious, the one I went back to the store for the week after the power returned. 2 to 5 year shelf life. Under $3 per can, 15 to 20 cans. The organ meat pate most emergency lists have never mentioned once. 12 no-cook foods. Every one requiring nothing. Every one working in complete darkness, with one hand, with no tools, no heat, no water. Individually wrapped flavored rice cakes, powdered peanut butter single-serve packets, teriyaki jerky bites, individual nut mix packs, sunflower seed butter packets, tahini squeeze packs, shelf-stable protein pudding, coconut cream individual pies, smoked salmon tear pouches, freeze-dried cottage cheese, freeze-dried yogurt bites, and canned chicken liver pate. Total cost for meaningful quantities, under $200. I stocked 47 no-cook items. I used 12. The other 35 were not useless. They were food that required something. A tool, a temperature, a surface, a step, that the situation could not always provide. These 12 required nothing. Every time. Day 1 and day 9. Everything else was conditionally useful. These 12 were unconditionally ready. Subscribe. Next video covers the exact daily no-cook meal rotation using these 12 items across 30 days that maintains nutrition, morale, and energy without ever requiring a single additional ingredient. Drop a comment. Which of these 12 are you buying first?